And for those of you that have not seen clean oil before, that's what it should look like. Kind of a honey-colored light tan. There's the second notch it's up to. If it was down to that notch, that would mean we'd be low a quart and it'd be time to add. So this is clean and it's up and it looks very good. I'm just going to go around to the other side of the machine. I'm going to pull the hydraulic oil dipstick and have a look at that. That's right over here on this model. I'm just going to undo the cap here and take my glove off to get in there. So we'll have a look at the fluid level there. You can see that's also right up and nice and clean. You want to make sure that your mast and all the hydraulic works are down when you take a hydraulic oil reading. Otherwise, a lot of the fluid could actually be in the cylinders and it'll give you a low reading on that dipstick and you'll think that you need to add fluid when really you don't. So make sure your cylinders are down. Okay, we don't want you swinging wrenches, we don't want you fixing things, but we do want you noticing anything that needs repair and reporting it. And checking basics like fluid levels, debris, and just generally things that look wrong to you. One last thing before we go, we can lift up the floorboard here, and we can see another stick here. This is our transmission fluid, and you can see that red hue to it, and it's up and nice and full. Not like the old days when it had to be running and in neutral. You can do these with the engine off now, so that's good. And there's a brake fluid reservoir there. No, I'm not going to leave shut. I don't like opening the reservoir of brake fluid because any contaminants that get in there or moisture is really bad news for the brake system. So I can see right through it that the level is up and there's no need for me to take off that cap. Okay, close the hood here. So I hear it click. Put the seat back. Didn't go down. There we go. Now we're down. All right. Okay, I'm going to mount the machine now. And just a word about mounting and dismounting. Now, one of the most common compensable injury claims you'll see out there is injuries that are sustained getting on and off the equipment. Particularly getting off the equipment. Operators have a tendency to just kind of leap off and slip and twist their ankles, and all kinds of injuries will occur there. What we talk about, or what we practice, is something called a three-point mount. Now, on this particular forklift, it's easy because they've got handles. There's the grip there, and there's a grip here. There's 2 points of contact right there. The third one is my foot, and I'm going to put it right there. So I've now got 3 points of contact. Right? I'm going to pull myself up in the seat. Of course, I don't want to bash my head off the overhead guard, so I'll watch for that. And that's easy enough that most operators will do that. The issue is getting off the machine. The tendency is to just kind of hop off and, like I say, twist your ankle, or you land in a pothole, or you wrap your rear end or your tailbone off the machine itself. Back injuries, broken bones, this kind of thing. More common than you'd think. So the 3-point off, basically you're going to do the same thing getting off as you did getting on. So I'm going to grab here, there's 1, 2, and as I get up, you can see my right hand here falls right onto the handle. I've got 3 points of contact. I get off the machine facing it, which is just the way you'd go up and down a ladder, for example. Always facing it, okay? So let's get back on here. First thing I'm going to do, check out my seatbelt for its condition. Here's what a seatbelt should look like. Right, all the webbing is nice, not tattered, and no evidence of any kind of spatter or burn marks or any battery acid got spilled on it. It's nice and all in good shape. All right, I'll just connect this, make sure that's good and tight. Okay, and I'm going to start it up. Now I know I've checked my oil, I checked my engine, I know everything's good to go. My brakes on, I'm in neutral, should be able to start up without any problem. There we go. So right off the bat, the engine sounds normal. Okay, there's no squealing or popping or weird noises that make me think anything's wrong. First thing I like to check, horn. Gotta have it. Signing up blind corners, that type of thing. Now I know that works. I'm going to check my lights now, just to make sure they actually work. I can see it shining off my hand here. Those headlights are working. The back driving lights are working. The brake lights. Okay. Just check the backup. That's these here. And you can hear the beeper going too. So now I know that works. Okay, great. Now, I have no warning lights or anything indicating on my dashboard here that anything's wrong. Okay, the hour meter's turning, which it should be. It's actually counting off the hours. That's mainly for maintenance purposes. Usually It's a standard interval of about 250 operating hours before you do your preventive maintenance routine. And I'm going to check all the hydraulic systems now. So just before we get going on that, basically anything that moves, you want to check it through its entire range of motion. Right? You want to know that it works through the whole range, not just a couple of feet or inches in either direction. So I'm going to make sure, first of all, I know I'm going to be putting the mast up. I've got the clearance. I'm not going to be running it through the roof or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just run my mast up, rev the engine to make it on. Okay, so as it goes up, I'm looking at the chains, the main lift cylinders. They're in good shape. They're not all corroded. Again, there's no leakage. There's no strange sounds or anything grinding or squealing or anything like that. Nice and smooth. It went up nice, smooth, and even. Now I'll just bring it down. Again, it comes down the same way, nice and smooth. Not getting hung up. Okay, I'll leave myself room enough to check the tilt. Once again, all the way through the range. So all the way forward, all the way back. And then I'll left it out. Check my side shift because I have one. All the way. And all the way back. Back to center. Now I'll lower it down. And if I was traveling, I'd probably be right around there if I was traveling here.